Hey guys, welcome back to another Power Encounter. This one's going to mess with some people's theology, Ethan, because it's going to contradict what people think to a degree, especially if they're not familiar with spiritual matters. So we were saved. I was saved. I was in ministry. Mom went to church. By all accounts, people would say, yeah, she's saved, right?
Yeah.
So, she believed, she went to church, supported me in the ministry, and you were a baby. You were like maybe a month or two old at best, okay? So, this is after my 2-month prayer time. I think this is like maybe a week or two even after. I had into that, I'm on a different level, operating and praying a lot differently. And for whatever reason, I was up it was late, it was 2-3 in the morning, and I'm up praying, getting after it. I'm doing warfare prayer. I'm doing intercessory prayer is what I was engaged in. Toward the end of the prayer time, I got a little mouthy, and I started talking trash to the devil, like directly. Devil, if you were here, I'd kick you in the face. You know, I was talking mad smack, all right? And I'm speaking this out loud, and I had like a burst of energy. It was like I'm burning off energy, but I'm just talking trash. There's nothing else to say about it. I'm talking smack. And I was like, you're lucky you're not here, because I would like elbow you and knock your teeth out. And I'm just, why? Don't know. Yeah. It just started, and it welled up, and I'm just talking smack. Well, after about 20-30 minutes of doing this, and you know, I'm praying, it's dark in the room, there's some lights, accessory lights and things like that on, and I had some intercessory worship music, which is just instrumental. I've been soaking in prayer for hours, but now something's changed, and I'm just fired up. So anyway, after a while, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I walk over to the door and I flick the light on right as I open the door, and the bathroom was right next to the room I was in. And suddenly Mom was in bed and she ran up, got right in my grill, right in my face. And she said, "Why'd you turn the light on, pussy?" Talk about what? You know? But the aggression in her voice, I knew she didn't hear anything because I was quiet because we didn't want to wake you up. You know, good grief. So Mom was lucky to get any rest, but that happened. She was right up my face. "Why'd you turn the light on, pussy?" Right in my face. And it like made me step back, and she turned around and went right back in bed. I'm dumbfounded. So I just kind of snuck over to the room, which is right to the right, and I walk in, and she's sound asleep. And I said, "What is going on?" And I'm whispering very quietly. And she said, "Stop yelling at me." And she's covering her ears. "Stop yelling at me." I'm like, "Shut up, you're going to wake up Ethan." You know, and she's like, "Stop yelling at me." And then I realized, oh crap, this is a devil that's on her. And so I'm like, ew, you know, I'm like, "Go in Jesus' name," you know, and I saw it down, I like touched her with the finger. I'm like getting away from it, you know, and then she just like shook and just broke in tears, just crying and sobbing. And I was like, "What's going on?" She said, "I knew everything that just happened." She said, "I was forced to physically get up and go, and I could see it happen, but I couldn't stop it, and I didn't know anything about what was going on." I was like, "Girl, you ain't even saved," or something, you know. I mean, I'm like, "You ain't even like, what are you doing?" So Cat Devil, "You didn't get right," you know. So it was a big thing. So anyway, that started a whole new iteration of spiritual growth and pressing into the Lord. But that was a wild power encounter with, one, don't just mad trash talk the devil, because he hears and he'll show up. Two, in those closest to you that you think you are solid, rock solid, you know, they may not be, right? And that's what it boiled down to, is that during that time, Mom was playing catch up with what the Lord was doing in my life, and she was going through the motions and through it. But she brought this up yesterday. She said, "Well, I don't feel that my testimony is as powerful because I was there with you, observing and going through all this stuff with you. And I was just like, right, you were right there with me.
Yeah.
It happened to you as well, you know. But at that point, she wasn't with me because there was a major breakdown in communication.
Yeah, she was behind you, not next to you.
Right, and that was all 100% on me. I was not sharing, and I was growing resentful, and that was an issue that I've always had in life. You know, for many years, I would block people off or push them away. So if you were either there and right there, or I wasn't going to waste my breath.
Yeah.
So I was just resentful and spiteful in that way. So anyway, radical power encounter led to casting out a devil in the middle of the night and my wife, and freaked me out. And we still didn't wake you up, which we were really happy about because we would have had to feed you again. So anyway, go out and do something for Jesus this week.